talk about technique. Because this is a question that I get asked a lot anyway. So I figured why not ask other people. Tongue blocking versus pucker. Yeah.
Both. Do both.
What do you rely on more? Is there one that you go to more than the other?
I'm doing. This has been coming up too with me. I'm doing a lot more tongue blocking than I used to. I'm still, for single notes and like bar chords and stuff like that, I'm still lip pursing, but I'm doing a lot more tongue blocking, which is weird because I started off total, except for like that was the only tongue blocking I do, and then I would just stick with lip pursing. So you can develop a good tone lip pursing too.
Yeah.
The only thing that can help you with lip pursing is just doing a lot more prettier notes, and instead of having that bluesy slur that sometimes comes with tongue blocking.
Yeah.
And then tongue blocking is just the standard thing to get that shit out of tongue. So it's just like, what is your goal?
I also feel that there's things you have to use tongue blocking to get the tongue stops and pulls.
Stuff.
Yeah.
All that repeating stuff he does.
Yeah.
It's all
Stuff like that.
It has to be tongue blocking. Yeah. It doesn't have to, but to get that sound, yeah.
Do you think you're just going to keep playing blues? Where is it you want to go with the instrument? You just going to wait and see where it takes you? Or?
Well, I started playing harmonica because I wanted to be a blues musician. And
What was the reason you picked it up initially? Did I ask you that? What was the very first, that's what I meant to ask. What was the very first reason, like, how'd you get into it?
Listen to blues through my dad. You know, my dad had all the Led Zeppelin records and Hound Dog Taylor records, and my mom listened to Marvin Gaye, my grandma listened to Fats Domino.
Yeah.
So it's just been around that music, and it was like the music I grew up with and I liked more than like popular music. So I was always fascinated with trying to play it. So on my birthday, almost 4 years ago, my mom and dad bought me a set of cheapo harmonicas, a cheapo guitar, and a 270 chromatic. And it's just guitars. I got it kind of. I did like all the Jimmy Reed stuff and Muddy Waters stuff. That's what I can do now on it.
Yeah.
I can do play rack harmonica and stuff. But the harmonica, just more easy, more. I understood it more.
Yeah. It was a natural thing.
Yeah.
So I want to mention that you've got pretty exceptional parents, because when it comes to music and opportunities for you to play gigs, go to jams, go to events, workshops, whatever it is that's harmonica related, they kind of back you up 100%.
Yeah.
And that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's parents that support their kids musically, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to, I need to get a 45-minute or hour and a half, 2-hour drive to who knows where, a lot of parents would be like, sorry, it's not going to fit in my schedule. And you miss all these opportunities. So the fact that they've been over the top supportive of you has made a big difference, I'm sure.
Definitely.
I mean, it's pretty incredible.
I mean, if I didn't have the parents I have, I probably wouldn't be as developed as I am.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have as much as the opportunities I did.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Everyone plays this when they do an accompaniment, like a duo thing with harmonica. Somebody starts doing a rhythm, like we did. But I was thinking, how can we approach this a little different? You know, and do something nice and easy and slow, but not focus so much on that emphasis on rhythm. So put ourselves on the spot. And maybe,
I can get something going.
Yeah, get something going, and I'll do it. Cool. All right, I got one more question.
Okay.
It's obvious, and I came up in a conversation we had the other day. With time comes experience, and with experience comes all sorts of things that you just can't. You can't do it until it's almost like you can't experience it until you're ready for it. What are the ways do you think that harmonica has influenced your life outside of the actual obvious things like music itself? How has the harmonica changed you? In what ways has it changed you? It's kind of a deep and broad question.
I know, but hanging out with harp players and stuff like that, like Al.
That'll mess you up, man. Harp players.
Well, Al, introduced me to guys like John Steinbeck and Charles Bukowski and guys like that. So my reading has changed a lot from like what my friends read. So I've changed, but I've from being just a kid. But it's not, most blues players, I can count them off. I'm not sure. We're like ADD, most musicians have ADD. Yeah. So I'm not like an outcast with my friends, but it's just like I have a different way of approaching tasks at school and, just hanging out.
I mean, has it not distracted you a bit from trying to focus on school, or do you think that?
Yes, it did for a while. I actually went to court for 3 years. All my
you might be the only a kid your age that went to court because of harmonica.
Yeah, middle school. All 3 years of middle school, I was in court trying to get me to go to school. It's just because I became a musician, and now in high school I found my school that lets me be a musician and also get my work done. So I'm not in court anymore.
Do you think this is it? You think you'll just be playing harp the rest of your life, or do you really anticipate? I know it's hard to answer these questions. It's hard for anybody at any age because we don't know what the future holds. But do you have aspirations to do? Is there anything that pulls at you besides music and harmonica?
Writing.
Writing? Or writing goes along with it.
Yeah.
As a harmonica player, you really have to write to some degree, and you have to try to sing.
Yeah,
I
do.
I don't get to hear you sing that much, but I believe you. You said you've been working on some tunes.
I've been singing and writing, and not just writing songs or like stories and stuff like that. It's songwriting and harmonica playing tends to help when you write stories, which is in a weird way because when you play music, you have this kind of. You're not yourself, you're playing what you feel, and you're not, like most sets that you're into, you're not playing, it's just you're doing, your head's off and you're just playing.
Yeah.
Just being able to write and not really think about what you're writing and just having all this influence from music and movies and stuff that you've seen my favorite movie director is Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
And my favorite harp player is Gary Permich. If you if you watch his movies and you listen to his music, for me, I develop I see a different story in my head that has that same kind of flavor, but has this undertone of blues music under it.
Right.
And that just helps with me with my writing.
Yeah, it's funny that you should say that because before I ever got into music, I didn't pick up the instrument until I was about 25. But before I ever picked up the harmonica, before I ever got into blues, my only creative outlet for me was writing. I was a big writer. I mean, I was a mad scientist writer guy who sat and typed and just wrote stories and poetry and free writing, just whatever, philosophy. I tried to find, just that was my outlet. And then, bam, it went all out the window when I found music. I was like, that ADD mode of just, if you give me more than one, I had to have that one thing.
Yeah.
So I haven't gone back to it other than working on some songwriting, which is quite interesting because you think it would come naturally based on I've had this experience of writing, but it's very different because when you write a song, I mean, there's a lot of things to consider, and when you're just writing for yourself and free writing, you can just do whatever. So
and songs for me tend to just hit me. It's kind of like when I don't have a pin around me is when a really good song pops in my head.
Yeah, you give me those little tip recorders.
Yeah.